What is good, guys, man? Thank you for tuning back into the channel, man. If you're new, make sure you hit that sub button down below to be notified for every single video that I drop. And I know, like y'all see, how I see it. When you get on YouTube, all you see is P. Diddy, P. Diddy, P. Diddy. I'm about to hop on the P. Diddy wave. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in kicking a man while he's down. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly believe to hold yourself accountable for your actions. And whatever that is supposed to happen to you, that's what's meant to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things I've been heard, I've been disgusted by. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely want to hear his Diddy story. He said, "This is I Survived Diddy Part 1. We definitely gonna react to Part 2. Without further ado, man, y'all comment down below exactly what y'all think about this story. We're gonna watch it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into it, man.
1990s and the early into the teens, there was no party bigger than P. Diddy's white party in the Hamptons. And when I tell you the who's of everyone in the music industry was at these parties, the executives, the artists, the A&Rs, everybody, even some fans. So this is my story about going to 2 of those parties. Now this is only gonna be my first time, and I'm probably gonna try to save the next one for the book because it's a little extreme and I don't think y'all ready. But when I tell y'all what happened at this party, shook my whole understanding of the music industry, my whole understanding of power and what it takes to make it in this country. Because everything into that point, I thought I knew what it was, but I did not. And I thought weird and freaky and crazy. I figured I knew what that was as well. I did not. Yo, buckle up, grab a drink, get some popcorn, whatever you're gonna do, because whatever you're expecting, it's gonna be way worse than that. Way worse. It's story time. So, at this time, I was a young, aspiring rapper, but I had a good job. But I had bars, and I felt like I could be on a national level. So one of my part-time jobs was I was working for this booking agency called WeBookThem.com. And what booking agencies do is, you know what I'm saying, let's say if you want to bring an artist to perform or a concert or set up something like that. So they're the middleman. So either, you know, you pay them, they hold the money. When the artists show up, they pay the artist. It's just a middleman to protect your money, make sure that the events go off with no problems, right? So in doing this, sometimes artists don't be having bank accounts, if that make any sense. So you have to be the middleman with cash. So my friend, you know, Twan, who owns the company, he was in a tight spot. He had a lot of different shows going on that weekend, and he needed somebody to fly out and be the middleman for a performance at this party. Now, at the time, it just said party, so we didn't know what it was. So I agreed to do it. I was supposed to hold like 40 grand, wait till the artist get there, get the artist the money, blase, blase, contract's over, it's been completed. Now, the day before I leave, he gets all the information for the event. He's like, Tom, it's a white party. Now, at the time, wasn't a lot of people doing it like now. Now, you go on social media, white party, white party, white party, white party, white party, white party, boat white party, kid white party. It's white parties everywhere. But at the time, nobody was really doing this. We had heard these parties was pretty lit, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. So I put together a little white outfit, da 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 da. Now I remember at the time, it was like a complete white party. Like you couldn't wear like a black belt or anything. You had to have on all white. So I made sure I met the specifications, got the plane, flew to New York, right? So I get to the party. Now, I've been around celebrities. I've been in spaces with them, but when I'm telling y'all, like, so the way the party was set up, it was at like this mansion in the Hamptons, right? So you went in and it was like general admission, like, but it was still some movers and shakers in that part of the party. But then it tiered off. So like as you went to different parts of the house, it was more people, but you had to have access to get back there. Now, listen, one rule of going to any party that's going to be tiered off with access, depending on who you are and who you know, you're going to need a pretty girl. Better yet, get you 2 pretty girls. So I already had arranged for 2 girls to meet me there, and I knew they had access to a lot of different things, right? They meet me at the front. You know, they walk in with me because I got a pass plus 3. And I'm just supposed to be meeting the artist, giving the artist the money. The artist is supposed to perform at this event. I didn't expect to meet anybody. I expected to like have like general access to this event, have a good time, get paid at the end of the day, get on a plane in the morning, go back home. I had to be to work Monday. I had a good job, right? So soon as I walk in with the two girls, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking for my contact. And so I'm looking. I bump into, look, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to change some names because I ain't trying to get sued. I'm not trying to get Tasha K by Cardi B on this platform. So I'm going to change some names so they may sound similar, but y'all gonna know who I'm talking about. All right. Allegedly know who I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So I see the kid, well, the grown man who resembles Webster. Let's call him Bobby. Okay, I see Bobby. I've met him before. So I sort of like had a little rapport. So I saw him, hey, you know what I'm saying, da 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 da. And he's like, oh, you in here? Oh, we about to have some fun tonight, da 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 da. Now I have some past things that has happened at parties that has happened that I'm known for, but I'm not that person anymore. Not at all. I'm a refined person at this point in my life. So I see him. He sees the two girls and they like, oh, they, you know, so he takes me to the second tier. Still looking for my contact. I didn't see him in the first tier. So he takes me to the second tier of the party. As soon as we walk into the second tier of the party, I see, you know, let's just call her Auntie. Okay, she resembled Mamifa Franklin, if that makes any sense. Mamifa Franklin from Breed Point. So I love her. You know what I'm saying? I love everything about her. My mom grew up on her records, everything. You know.
Aretha Franklin. I don't know the first person he was talking about, but we talking about Aretha Franklin at a Diddy party. Come on now. At a Diddy party. I ain't judging. I'm just saying. Let's get it.
I'm saying, so he walks over to her, gives her a hug. She gives me a hug, and she's like, ooh, I like you big, thick, and chocolate. Ooh, she rubbing on the back of my neck, and she rubbing my chest, and she's like, ooh, go over here and give me a drink. Get us a drink, and come on back over here, right? So I go over there and get her a drink, get myself a drink. I mean, it's, you know, it's Auntie. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited at this point. So I come back over with the drink. I tell the two girls, I'm like, hey, see if y'all can find so-and-so so I can drop this money off. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I'm trying to kick it. I already done hooked up with Bobby and Auntie. I'm like, when? I told the one girl, she goes and looks. She comes back like 8 minutes later. She's like, oh, he over in the, it's like the atrium or whatever. He's over in the atrium. So I go over to the atrium. I see him. I'm like, all right, here's the money. Da 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 da. He's arguing with this other dude. Like, so now the other dude, y'all know him, but y'all may not know him. He a real mover and shaker. I'm just gonna say he got stabbed by somebody else that was very popular back in the 90s. And he is okay, but you know, whatever. So they're arguing about something, and so I'm like, hey, you know, let me, you know, interject real quick. So they arguing, and so they look at me and be like, all right, you settle it. All right, what day was Caesar killed on? Now, many of y'all don't know this. I have a brain full of useless facts. Like, I could be on Jeopardy. Like, I know so much stuff about stuff that don't even matter. It's crazy. So I was like, yeah, the Ides of March. And it was like, I told you it was the Ides of March. I told you. And I'm thinking they was arguing about money, an artist, power, something like that. No, they was arguing about historical facts. And I'm like, what? So he like, oh, you a smart nigga right there. This nigga right here is smart. Y'all don't understand. This nigga like this. And I'm like, okay, hey, let me give you this money and I can go back over with Auntie and Bobby because I'm here to have fun now. This work part is over. So I get him the money and you know what I'm saying? So I go back over to Auntie. So here come the other dude who got stabbed. And so he comes back over there. He's like, hey man, you pretty smart dude. What you do? And I was like, you know, I mean, you know, I rap a little bit, but you know, I do the booking thing, da 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 da. And he's like, you know what I'm saying? Let me hear what you got. So don't get me wrong, I was ready. I had an MP3 player ready to go. Like somebody want to hear it, pop this in. I had CDs, I had jump drives. If anybody wanted to hear my demo that weekend, they was going to hear my demo that weekend. So I gave him the CD. Gave him the MP3 player. He listened to it. For probably like 30 seconds. He like, yeah, I sign you right now. And I'm like, bet? He like, yeah. I'm like, you ain't gonna listen to the whole song? He was like, look, Youngblood, the music industry ain't about talent. It's about a little bit of talent, but who you know, what they're willing to invest in you, and power. And so Auntie heard him say that, and she was like, that's all it is, baby. Ain't none of these people in here talented.
For any upcoming music artist that it like doing music, y'all heard what he said, man, and that kind of really speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are very, very talented. They put so much effort into their craft. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why some of these trash artists are out right now. You don't need talent. You don't need talent. You know what I'm saying? They really want you to influence a whole generation. You know what I'm saying? And push a narrative on the younger generation so they can act this way. They pushing something. They pushing an agenda. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really need talent. You heard what he said. You can put out a trash song tomorrow, get signed probably the next 2 days or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got a big following behind you, that's all that matters. They look at your followers, you know what I'm saying, and the amount of influence you got. Your song could be trash, but you can have a big influence behind you, man. That's crazy though.
Now, when I came up, you had to be talented. You had to have skill, you had to have know-how, and you had to have access. And so she's still rubbing my back, by the way. You know what I'm saying? She's rubbing my back as she's telling me all this. And so he's like, yeah, we could do the deal tonight if you want. And I'm like, okay. He was like, come on back here. Come on. And so we about to go back to the, where the host of the party was. So I'm like a little blown away, a little taken back, because now I'm like in this inner circle of this conversation. So, and we moving towards, and so they still talking. So Auntie, Bobby, and the record exec. So we walking back to this other part of the house, and it's security back there. But as soon as we walk in, I see everybody. I'm talking Aaron Carter. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say no names. I'm just going to say I saw a lot of famous people that I did not know was even there, right? So I'm back there and it's some stuff going on. Like it's some kissing, some heavy petting, some touching, some alternative things. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we walk in, I see this famous rapper from New York. Let's just say he rhymes, if you will. And he's sitting at a table and they doing lines,
Busta Rhymes.
Of substance. So he like, bruh, come on in. Go ahead. Bang this right quick. Bang this right quick, son. Yo, bang this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I don't really party like that. And so everybody turned around and looked. And I was like, yeah. So they sort of like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what I'm saying? And I told a joke or something real quick and then everybody started to laugh. But it was sort of like one of them initiation looks. Like, if you back here, you gotta know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, what I learned that day, I'm gonna get into it. But let's go. So we back there, we drinking, we having a good time. Now it's super hot, so I started to get a freaking headache. And so Auntie was like, you got a headache? I was like, I got something for that. And so she handed me this little envelope.
Nah, this getting interesting, man. They about to get him a pill and put him to sleep. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. For anybody watching this that go to parties or whatever the case may be, bring your own drink. Don't drink nothing from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? It's just not safe. Because some people are up to no good.
And it had, my grandmother used it. It was called like, I think Bacta or something like that. Whatever that stuff is, like aspirin, but it's like the powdered version or whatever. So I, took some of that and then I drank me something, get that headache out the way. So about 10 minutes later, I start feeling real funny. And I was like, ooh, that stuff still ain't kicking in. And so Bobby was like, yeah, that wasn't aspirin, bruh. That wasn't aspirin. And I'm like, Bobby, what you mean? They're like, yeah, that was cocaine, bruh. You just, yeah, I've never seen nobody eat it, but yeah, it's a new adventure for you. And I'm like, now I'm a drug user, and it's getting interesting because I got a real weak stomach, right? I mean weak, like my constitution ain't nothing, right? So probably 3 minutes after that, you know, my stomach just start bubbling. Blue, 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 blue. And I'm like, oh man, I got to take a shit in this bathroom. I got to take a shit in this mansion. So I'm looking for the bathroom. It's like, you know, there's bathroom everywhere. It's like 36 bathrooms in here. So I go in the bathroom and I'm in the stall. And it's like, honestly, it's like a bathroom you would find like at a rec center. Cause it's like stalls. And I mean, the house is freaking huge. It's probably about, the house alone is probably like 30,000 square feet or whatnot. Right. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm in the stall and I'm just like, whoosh, whoosh. I mean, it's all coming out. And I'm back there and I'm sweating and I'm shitting, and all I hear out in the thing, I hear a group of guys come in, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck he on, but all I know is that nigga is gonna suck my dick tonight. And I'm like, I'm in the stall and I'm like, gonna suck your dick. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what that nigga think he gonna suck. So I look through the thing and I really can't make out who it is, but I hear like 3-4 dudes talking about it, and he's like, calm down, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious. He's like, nah. He think he's somebody. I'ma show him who he is. I'ma show him who he really is tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking, and then all of a sudden they like, anybody in the bathroom? And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm in here taking a shit. And then, you know, so they opening the stalls. I'm like, nigga, I'm taking a shit. You want some shit on your hand? And so the dude, we started laughing when he heard me say that. And so when I, you know, got done shitting and I came out the stall and I saw who it was, yo, I wasn't ready. Catch me in part two. That's all I was saying.
Yo, if you're watching this right now, you made it all the way to the end. Part 2 dropping the same day. And if you're just now getting to part 1, part 2 will be linked in the comments. Okay? And when you get to part 2, and if you're watching part 2, part 1 will be linked in the comments, man. This is getting interesting. Don't go to a Diddy party. Matter of fact, you probably won't be able to go to one. Alright. Stay inspired, stay motivated, stay grounded. Till the next video. I'm out here. Peace.